Hello guys, you've been seeing a lot of completed book flip throughs lately because when I was going through some of my books to get out my fall books, I found some completed books that I never ever flipped through. I guess I just did not have the time to get to them before I went on break. But I found another one, Welcome to the Village by Morgan O'Brien. This was the only book that he did in this style because it's obviously Animal Crossing. And I think there was maybe some copyright issues, but it would be crazy and awesome if he came back and did another one. And I've actually played the Animal Crossing games, all of them. I played them as a kid, so I know the names of some of the characters, but not all of them because, gosh, there's like 800 or 900 little Animal Crossing characters. So let's get right into it. The very first page is Simple the Villager. That's the character that you create to represent yourself. And so I did all the villagers, very different styles. But yeah, this is an older book, so there is like no highlights, no shading, nothing crazy, just flat coloring. And in fact, I don't even think that most of these have paint or glitter on them. So yeah, first page, the morning yoga that you can do in the games. Second page is also morning yoga, but I made this one fall, so the seasons are a little bit different. You have a villager in New Leaf on the Nintendo DS. You actually got on a boat with Cap'n and he took you to a tropical island where you could run around and catch different fish and bugs and get tropical fruit. And if you went around at night and tried to catch beetles, there was a very rare golden beetle that you could catch. So I did actually do glitter paint on this beetle to make him gold, like he was the rare shiny golden beetle. And then there is a little bit of white on the ocean here. But I remember looking up like pictures for all of these games to try to make these as accurate as I could to what they look like in the games. We have a girl fishing up a shark here, and this one does have a little bit of white paint on her boots and in the water. Another one for morning yoga, but I went back to like a summertime for this one. Okay, and this is Sable, Mabel, and Label or Labelle. I'm not actually sure because it has two B's. It's a little bit different than our sisters. But this is them, and they're drinking coffee. They always run the clothing store in the games. And there's a little bit of white gel pen on the coffee. But like I said, I actually looked up pictures for all of these and colored the animals exactly like how they look in the games, down to their outfits. So yeah, they're hanging out having coffee. This is Brewster. He runs the coffee shop in the games, fishing at sunset. No paint or anything on this one, pretty simple. This is a villager, actually probably in Mabel and Sable's shop buying clothes. A little bit of paint for the white dots on the dress though. These are two of the newest characters from the one on the Switch that everyone has, and I actually do not remember their names because they're brand new, and I remember the names of the older characters that are in all the other games instead. But I did look them up to get their colors accurate. And I made it spring with cherry blossoms. We have building a snowman in the winter. I always liked building the snowman in the games. You could build the snowman, the snow wife, and the snow child, and they would give you presents. We have Celeste is the daughter, she's the little red one, and Blathers is the brown owl. And they are looking at the moon because Celeste usually had like a big telescope and she would tell you about constellations. There's a little bit of glitter on the stars and just a little bit of paint in the water. This is Bill, I think. Bill, it possibly, there's a lot of ducks in the games. Let me even Google it, actually. I know he's based on one of the ducks in the game. Yeah, that's Bill. That's definitely Bill. And I made his outfit true to color and everything. And he's diving. You know, you can go diving for all kinds of different little fish and like sea anemones and shells in the game. And there's white paint on the water. This is, of course, KK Slider. I think everyone knows him from the games. He always performs in your village at night. But this one also had, like, Morgan O'Brien did a Snoopy theme for this page. So it's like the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. So it's a fun one. This is one of the wolves in the game. He's elderly and I'm pretty sure he's a cranky villager, but I cannot remember his name. This is a Christmas page, so I did do some glitter on the ornaments on the Christmas tree and some white highlights on his glasses. This is a villager, of course, getting their fossils. That was always one of my favorite things to do in the Animal Crossing games, is complete the fossils in the museum. And I actually did it in the newest one on the Switch, and I think that might have been the first one that I totally completed it on. And this one just has some white paint on like the rays of sun coming through in the background. We have Isabelle, and this is another one where Morgan O'Brien kind of did a mashup, because this is My Neighbor Totoro, or Totoro. I've never seen the movie, so I don't actually know how to pronounce it. But that's him there. So he did like a Studio Ghibli crossover on this one, but everyone knows Isabelle. And then there she is again with Totoro. This is like the famous image that I have in my mind of this movie, is the girl at the bus stop with Totoro when it's raining. This one just has a little bit of white gel pen highlights on the water. This is two of the villagers at night. Look like they've been shopping and now they're catching bugs. I actually really like how Morgan O'Brien do the reflection of the bridge on this one. And it does have a little bit of white paint highlights. And then on the water as well, I also did some white highlights. And then the stars in the back are glittery. This is potentially Ellie. There's a lot of elephant characters as well. Let me see if I can figure it out. It's a villager talking. No, that's not Ellie, because Ellie's a brown elephant. Let me look it up. I don't remember. I know that I like meticulously searched through all of the characters. Oh, who is that? Oh, it's actually a boy elephant, I think. Let's see. That's Dizzy. Yeah, I think that's a boy elephant then. And this is a cute one in the rain, of course, with the present floating in the background. I seriously like meticulously searched through all the characters to find like the style and outfit that they were all wearing. And like I said, there's like 700 villagers. So it was a lot of work. But this one was a fall page. This is, everyone knows, Cap'n on his boat. This was from the style on the DS game where he takes you to the island. And there's a nautilus and a pufferfish and a seahorse, and I did some white paint highlights, and I actually did look up the colors of his boat and the flag too even. This is little characters that look like the villagers, and they're all playing Animal Crossing. He's got the Switch and they both have a DS, and actually I had a maroon 3DS and then a blue DSi, so I made them like the ones I had growing up as a kid. This is like a tattoo of Isabelle. It's cute. This is like a tattoo I would get in real life. We have Cap'n, and this is his wife or mother. I don't remember, and I don't remember her name. They all were like something PN. So I do remember that part. And I know I looked up the colors for it, but I don't remember if it's his wife or his mother. It may be his wife. This is Blue Bear for sure. This is some wolf character. She's a girl, and I don't remember her name. I know for sure that's Blue Bear because that one's very obvious. She's a blue bear. Whitney is one of the wolves, but I think Whitney was white. Again, let me look it up. Oh, Sky. Okay, yeah, that's Sky the wolf. And just a little bit of white highlights on the bananas. I do like that he did some fun pages where he just like put a bunch of characters on the page and not all scenes. This is Eric. I remember that. This is Eric. And the crane, I don't remember who that is, but this is like kind of a holiday page for Halloween and also for Christmas, so that was fun. Let me see, who's the crane? Cranston or Gladys? Cranston. That's Cranston. Okay. And again, just a little white paint highlights on the page, not a lot. And then he did like this very classic like GameCube style Animal Crossing, or the original games in a more blocky style. And I also really like how he did a very small square background. That one's very fun, very cute. It's original Animal Crossing. And then the very last page is this cute, simple little page of the villager digging up a fossil that they just found so they can take it to Blathers for the museum. Yeah, this was a book that like, as soon as this released, I bought it, and I think I had it colored within 6 months because Animal Crossing is one of my all-time favorite game series. I was so thrilled to have a book that covered Animal Crossing. It was like a dream come true. So this one was a lot of fun, but a very old one. I think I finished it in 2020. I looked back through my YouTube, and the last time I saw it in a thumbnail was 2020. So very old, and I pulled it out for the completed flip through because I found it while I was going through some other stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this cute little Animal Crossing book.